The beginning of this March marked the spring break for my senior year of college, meaning it was time for my senior trip. My mother and I decided to spend it in Walt Disney World, the self-proclaimed happiest place on Earth. There's definitely something to that claim when even the towels are happy to see you. It had been a long time since either of us had gone to Disney World, so we wanted to make the most of it, going on classic Disney attractions such as Dinosaur, Space Mountain, and the Tower of Terror. The one thing I really wanted my mom to see, however, was Walt Disney's Enchanted Tiki Room, an animatronic show in which 4 macaws of various nationalities, along with a host of other birds, plants, and tiki idols, put on a Polynesian-style luau. It was Disney's first animatronic show. Walt himself worked on those birds. And it's been running since 1963, so it is a little dated, but it's still a very good time. I mean, how could you not like a place where the birds sing words and the flowers croon? Now, I go to Pepperdine University, which is about an hour away from Disneyland, the other self-proclaimed happiest place on Earth, and home to the original Enchanted Tiki Room. Needless to say, I've been there quite a few times over my 4 years in college, and I've been to the Tiki Room almost every time. It's a favorite. I figured, why not share that favorite with my mom? The first sign of danger was the program, where the Tiki Room was listed as under new management. No big deal, I figured. Dole, the pineapple company that sponsors the Tiki Room in Disneyland, probably didn't want to take over this one as well. Disney World makes enough to support it anyway. That was my excuse until we actually got to the show and saw the sign. 2 of these birds are not like the others. That was when my Disney sequel senses started tingling. But, like the naive, hopeful tourist I was, I took my mom inside anyway and hoped for the best. 12 minutes later... Okay, it wasn't quite that bad, but it was still pretty terrible. Let's take a few steps back and look at what actually goes on in the Enchanted Tiki Room under new management, starting with this guy. This is Iago, the villain's parrot sidekick in Disney's 1992 feature Aladdin. At the time, Disney decided that it would be great to have him voiced by Gilbert Gottfried, so of course he sounds like this.
Oh, there's a big surprise! That's an incredible... I think I'm gonna have a heart attack and die from that surprise! What are we gonna do? We got a big problem here, a big...
Now, don't get me wrong, Gilbert Gottfried is a great actor, but do you really want a character of his in a musical revue? Neither did I. Unfortunately, you can't always get what you want. Now for the other bird. This is Zazu, a hornbill and the King's Royal Advisor from Disney's 1994 feature The Lion King. Now, in the DVD release of The Lion King, they gave Zazu a song, The Morning Report.
This is the morning report, gives you the long and the short. It's every grunt, roar and snort, not a tale I distort on the morning report.
The DVD also gives you an option to skip said song. Wonder why? So, if putting these 2 together weren't bad enough, whoever decided to shake up the Tiki Room also decided it needed a plot. According to the new management, whoever was running the Tiki Room before, likely Dole, those pineapple-y traitors, sold it to Iago and Zazu. The problem with this is, Iago doesn't consider Zazu to be a business partner and won't really acknowledge him. He also decides that insulting the Polynesian gods is a good idea. Let's back up here and see if we can make some sense of this storyline. Somehow, a bird from Agrabah, a country that might be vaguely Middle Eastern if it existed, meets a bird from Africa, and they go into business together to buy a show of performing birds in Polynesia. How did they meet? How are they even in the same world? Why would they go into business together if they obviously don't like each other? And who in their right mind would sell a show about birds to other birds?
Explain, movie! Explain!
But of course, we get no explanation. It's Disney. You just go with it. The show does have one upside. The best part had to be a Polynesian goddess of disaster created specifically for the show, showing up to tear Iago a new one. Not gonna lie, I did enjoy that part. Overall, however, the show looked and sounded something like this.
You are boring, tiki birds on the base of left birdie! That's why I'm gonna go and change your show and break out a friend like me! Let's see, we've done the same job!
Not since 1963!
My house has my yellow eyes, you guys who are ancient history! There can't do this! Can you please do that?
Yeah. When we finally made it out of the show, my mom looked at me and asked, "Is that how the Tiki Room's supposed to go?" No, Mom, it really, really isn't. So if you're in Walt Disney World and you're looking for an attraction with clever jokes, good animatronics, and some good old-fashioned classic Disney magic, stay the hell away from the Enchanted Tiki Room under new management. Go to Jungle Cruise instead. It's right across the street, and they make puns about tigers. But that's material for a different story entirely.